there you! Welcome to my gaming corner. My name is Panda Girl and I invite you to sit, relax and stay a while and give me the chance to make you smile. Welcome back to Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot's The First Cases. We have a murder to investigate, so let's get going. Okay. A noticeable, almost sinister chill can be felt upon entering.
This is Mr. Hagen's study, Detective. Would you like me to stay?
I understand if you are not comfortable with such a scene.
Don't you worry, Detective. I've seen much worse in my years.
You have?
I am thankful to have someone of your resilience by my side.
Why is the window open?
I just can't believe someone could have killed him in cold blood. Is that what you think happened?
No, I don't think it was in court. Have you heard everyone's accounts of how much they hate him?
I admire your faith in your fellow man, but you will be surprised what someone will do when they feel there is no other option.
Yeah, that's also true, isn't it? Did any members of the staff have access to this office?
Mr. Hagen does not allow any staff into the study, and they were all present in the staff quarters, or part of the dinner service.
So he's the one who was in the office, the major, when he got a phone call and sent it up to him. Maybe he wasn't murdered.
And everyone was accounted for?
Everyone. It is my business to know all my staff's whereabouts.
Okay. Tell me about the phone call the major received earlier.
Phone call? Yeah. It was one of his business associates.
Do you know what associate?
He didn't say. I think he was French. The accent still confuses me sometimes.
Ooh.
And did the major sound any different to you? Panicked, anxious, anything out of the ordinary?
What if it's staged?
Not that I noticed. I think he was embarrassed about ending up on the floor after Master Gideon's one punch. I would be.
Your help and discretion.
That's so funny. I love Archie. So let's investigate. Let's investigate all of it. Ooh, there's a cigar. Is that the one that was stolen? There's a safe. All of the animals. I hate it. Can you go this way, please? Look over here. There's a bottle of wine here. There's something in the couch here. There's a window that's open. I don't know why the window's open. We can't investigate that. Do we have to investigate the body first before we can look at everything else? Okay, fine. Fine. Oh, it looks like he was stabbed. A single stab wound. I would expect to see a number of puncture wounds if the culprit had come here with the intention of murder. Oh my goodness. A result of the confrontation with Monsieur Demire. Although only one punch was thrown, there is substantial bruising to his face. I must use all my deductive skills and experience here. Besides the stab wound, there is little to go on from his body. Okay. Sure. I was brought here to find the blackmailer, but discovering the truth behind the major's death must take precedence, yes. Maybe that'll also help us with the case, the blackmailing case anyway. Oh, damp floor. He's bloody. What could have caused such a large damp patch on the floor? Oh, it's not blood? Huh, what's this? Burnt carpet. It's quite severe. Such a shame to see such a beautifully made carpet ruined. Interesting. Safe. You can check it. A bulky safe made with security in mind. It's locked tight, but a box of valuables sits on top. What is the box of valuables? Oh, dent and plaster. My goodness.
Aha.
Surprising that it has been left visible. Surely it would be a quick and easy fix. Yeah. Maybe it recently happened. Okay. So that was that. The burn. There's a letter here.
Aha.
A note is stuffed down the side of the seat. You do not know me, but I know you, and your past very well. Years have passed and your actions remain hidden to the world, actions that would shame even the evilest of men. The details so heinous, to include them would surely bring a tear to my eye. Now it is the time for the truth to be revealed to all, while not one man is to blame for the final outcome. It was you that brought about the final piece to the puzzle, the one that no one else would. If you wish to remain a free man, will a brown paper parcel with 5,000 francs addressed to Monsieur Dupont de Barbier and Sons Cobbler before closing this coming Wednesday. While there is time to consider your next move, I would not ponder on it for too long. When the world knows of your crimes, they will surely not ponder long on your punishment. He got this letter and then he reworded it and sent it to the family, and then Demir paid him the money, or Demir paid his blackmail letter. Written in a similar manner to the ones addressed to the Mademoiselle Angeline. Could the Major be hiding a secret of his own, or is he in fact the author of the letters? I don't think so. I think he's being blackmailed, and he blackmailed the family in order to pay for his crimes because he doesn't have the money. And also he's the mooch. Wallet? Whose is this? Doesn't look though anything is obviously missing from it. Okay, some matches, right? These are matches. And then there's a cigar, but we can't look at the cigar for some reason. Can we look at the typewriter at all, or anything that's over here? The window that's open? Why is the window open? The snow continues to bellow in. Why this window has been left open, I cannot fathom. Me neither. Maybe someone came in through the window? Nope, don't do it. Okay. Okay, let's try and put some stuff together. Right. Yeah, sure. We'll have a look at this. Okay. Large check sum of money?
Things are beginning to
Okay. The obvious items of value have not been taken. Why would the killer not take a reward? Valuables not taken. I don't understand that, but okay, whatever. If someone had gone to the lengths of scaling the wall, they surely would have taken some valuables? No, they were literally there to murder him. Not a simple burglary. Okay. Can we do something here? Safe. Blackmail letter that literally looks exactly the same as the first one. So strange. I can confirm that the window was not the intruder's point of entry. Careless of me not to check the door first upon arrival. Okay. Do you want me to check the door now? Door? Can you check it? The door shows no signs of forced entry or tampering. Could they just have knocked and been allowed to enter? Maybe whilst he was distracted, they snuck in because he was on the phone. Logical entry point? Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else that we can have a look at whilst we're here? Dent and plaster, burnt carpet, letter, anything else? There is a bottle of wine. Like, I don't... I thought that was important, but obviously he doesn't. Oh, ice bucket. Odd to have a bucket this size for such a minute amount of water. Interesting. Anything else? So it's probably the ice bucket that fell on the floor. Yeah.
Another success.
Okay. Someone has knocked over the bucket and then repositioned it. Someone besides the Major? Ooh. Bucket was overturned.
I should not be surprised by my...
There are signs that something occurred in the study between the Major and our unknown fugitive. Yes. Okay. Evidence of a fight. Quite. Maybe the wound?
Something?
No. Maybe this?
The pieces of the puzzle.
Evidence shows that a fight of sorts broke out sometime after the killer entered the room, unobstructed. Okay, the door from the bedroom to the study was how the perpetrator entered the room. But what I still do not know is, were they invited in or did they slip in unknown? So there were like 3 people who were not there was Elizabeth. No, 4 people maybe. Elizabeth wasn't. We couldn't speak to Elizabeth. We couldn't find her. Oh, the cook as well. We couldn't find the cook. We couldn't find Angeline and Gideon and then the Major. Those were the 5 people that weren't there, and one of them is dead. So, interesting. Isn't it? Okay, so we have to talk to Archibald. Okay, so we discovered what happened. The burn mark had absolutely nothing to do with anything. Okay, that's great. Okay.
Anything I can do?
Has anyone else entered this room this evening?
Rihanna brought him some ice for his cheek earlier.
And when was that?
When he returned from his cigar outside, he asked for something to be brought upstairs to ease the swelling of his face.
Makes sense.
He would normally smoke only in here. Lady Vandenbosch doesn't like the smell of his cigars in the public rooms.
That's fair. Madame continues to rule her home how she sees fit, and it is her prerogative.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
Yes. Now that I know the Major was not alone, it is time to search the study further in hopes of finding a clue as to who was with him. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is so much. The scene of the crime has been investigated, but it does not show a straightforward series of events. The circumstances around the Major's cigar is one such avenue that requires further exploration. Woo! Okay. Major study, burned carpet, purple bruise, ice bucket. Got you. Ashtray. A reasonably full ashtray. I would have expected him to at least clean this out. Him? I don't think he does anything himself.
Oh.
No matches remain. Interesting. Why? Why would no matches remain? Desk. Let's have a look at it.
Oh.
A rather organized desk containing what looks like important documents. It doesn't look very organized to me. And then there's a poker stand. Look at the poker stand.
Huh.
A normal looking poker stand. Nothing appears out of the ordinary. Okay. The bottle of wine. Nothing. We're not going to talk about the bottle of wine. Okay. That's fine.
Oh.
It's incredibly dirty. The logs are old and covered in dust. What? So he never puts on the fire? Why is it so cold? It's literally snowing. What are you doing, bro? I can't see anything else. Except like the books that have fallen, but apparently we're not going to talk about that either. Oh, maybe like someone hit it and then the books fell over and this also went skew. Oh, yeah, the jacket. Nice. A scruffy looking jacket is hanging upon the coat rack. The Major's scabbard is in the pocket. Okay. Oh, towel? This is a very strange study. I don't like it. A discarded towel folded and unused. Huh. Interesting. Let's go. Okay. Whoa, 4 things? Whoa, okay. Whoa. So many things that we can do. The ashtray is well used.
I must act on thought.
Okay. I think this was probably a thing. Okay, the Major was smoking recently, unsurprisingly, and dropped his cigar. What could have lit the cigar? The matches? Single stab wound, missing a knife in the jacket?
What a revelation!
Ah, I see, I see. The Major's knife is missing, his body lies with a stab wound. Could very well be the murder weapon. Okay, so whoever has that knife might have been the murderer. The Major's jacket is old and worn, the bucket was overturned.
Magnifique.
Ah! I would have expected a Major to keep his belongings in a much tidier fashion. Talk to Archibald, okay.
What a revelation.
This crime scene has been tampered with. The killer clearly had enough time to cover their tracks. Ooh, I see. Compromised?
I should not be surprised.
There is currently no way to rule out the poker being the murder weapon. Interesting. Really? I would have thought that it would be the knife. But okay. Interesting. So we have to talk to Archie. So we can talk to Archie now.
Anything I can do?
For a house that has such high standards, there is a noticeable lack of care taken in here.
As I said, Mr. Hagen did not allow the staff in here alone, besides me. He was very clear on that.
It could have been one of the staff then if they cleaned up after themselves.
Have the staff ever given him reason to not trust them?
Nothing has ever been brought to my attention, but he was very clear no one was to be in here without his permission.
I think he's just stupid.
I suppose it is not unreasonable. I would have thought with his military past he would have kept it immaculate, with not a speck of dust or hair out of place. But the fireplace, for instance, says otherwise.
I haven't seen it lit since he has been with us, even in the colder months. It's been in this state for some time.
I wonder what's going
Your help
on.
and discretion in
Why doesn't he light the fireplace? Like, it looks like it's so cold. Like, I'm getting cold for you.
the pieces of the puzzle.
Okay, there are no items that could start a fire or light a cigar. Okay, no fire source. Evidence of smoking.
Some would say a lucky guess.
There remains no means to light a cigar. Someone must have lit it for him. Someone he trusted? But who? I rate the business partner. Someone lit a cigar.
Another success.
Someone lit a cigar for him and attacked him when he least expected it. Who could have been so ruthless? Or it could have been Cassandra. Crime scene was compromised? Oh, okay. They lit the major cigar and, following the brutal act of murder, took the time to clean the scene. They were not in a hurry and could still be in the house. How could they remain so calm? They've done this before. The murder weapon remains a mystery. The killer, whose identity is still to be uncovered, must still reside in this house. What if it's Archie? Because he said that he's seen some stuff too. Or it might be the brother, because he was in the army as well. Come, my little grey cells, let's solve this mystery. Oh. What? So confused. I was not expecting to have a murder case on my hands when I arrived, but this will merely be another test for the great detective Poirot. Very much so. And you got this, bro. You got this. Okay. I think the blackmailer has something to do with the murder.
Anything I can do to help?
I believe I have collected all the necessary information and evidence. I would now like to inspect his adjoining bedroom. I didn't mean to cut him short. It is clear the reason for entering the major's study was not to make haste with his valuables. What I must understand is if the intent for murder was there. The study has been manipulated following the major's death, meaning they had time to return to the scene and attempt to cover their tracks. The perpetrator entered through the bedroom. Perhaps there is something they failed to clean up behind them that can make sense of all this? I should review what clues the study yielded before I continue. Sure, we can do that. Ooh, this is so exciting. So this is the bedroom. If the killer still resides in the house, I must approach everyone with not only caution, but suspicion. Ooh. Ooh. Crazy. Even Archie? Well, I mean, after what he said to us. Another letter addressed to the major. It appears he has someone looking out for his business concerns. With the workers' strike? Felix. I understand that there are a number of business concerns for you in the situation that has arisen within the factories, but I offer this piece of advice. Step back. Monsieur Becker's efforts with the union have finally opened the workers' eyes, and they seek, nay, demand the fair treatment they deserve for so long. The fuel for the fire has already been laid, and the match is ready to be struck. You do not want to be near those flames when they ignite. I know you were once a good, honorable man. I pray that is still true today. Maybe Gideon. I must review the information I have gathered from each guest today. There may be something that will help reveal the identity of the letter's author. Okay. Oh.
What a revelation.
I mean, I tried. I just did it the other way. The only other union support I know that is passionate enough to write such a letter is Monsieur Gideon. So we'd have to talk to him at some point, I think. Interesting. So we have the letter, the boots, the bed, nothing on the bed, the plant. Oh, plant? What about the plant?
Huh.
Let's lean and rely on each other to... Oh, okay. Drawer. Why is this open? It seems Madame van den Bosch's heart is a trophy worth fighting over. Major Hagen, I hope you will excuse my bluntness and plain speaking, but there is a matter regarding Madame van den Bosch that requires not only our attention, but a level of understanding and respect between us both. I'm fully aware of the help that you have offered to not only Madame, but her family and household. I am also aware that you know of the assistance that I have given to Madame and the Viscount before her. This was the business guy. We were friends and business partners, and I felt it in my duty to continue to give aid and help the Van den Bosch's name at the standing that it has always been. Having said that, it is not always as simple to keep business and personal matters separate, and this is how I find myself today. Cassandra and I share a bond that one does not experience often in their lifetime. No doubt you have felt similar, but what may be lust to one man is love to another. Ooh. While I respect you for your efforts in the war and the generosity you have shown, Madame, I must request you step back from what you consider to be your duties at the house and allow for Madame to make her choice, the choice that I believe is obvious to all parties. Ooh! I trust this correspondence remains for your eyes only, and a gentleman's agreement is enough to guarantee our arrangement. Oh my gosh, it is rather bold move to challenge the Major as they have, especially with his position in the house. I think I know who that was. Supports the family, rocky work relationship.
The pieces of the puzzle.
If there is something between Ernesto and Madame van den Bosch, Archibald will surely know of it. That's so funny. We're just asking him for he needs to dish all of the dirt. It's so funny. Okay. Ooh. Does that say hunting rifle? This could be the weapon that brought down some of the impressive animals that now fills the walls. Yeah, and the floors, I guess. Note. What does it say? A rather threatening letter has been penned, addressed to Major F. Hagen. What? Dear Major F. Hagen, I did not think I would ever find myself writing a letter such as this, but under the current circumstances, I see no other option. Madame van den Bosch and I have been friends for more years than I care to say. This is Margot. That is why I can no longer sit back and allow your bullying to continue. I am well aware of the companionship you have offered to my good friend over the years. It has been most generous, and without it, I care not to think what would have happened to her. But that does not give you the opportunity to act in such a foul and boorish manner. The day the Viscount passed, I promised that I would protect both Cassandra and Angeline, and it is a promise I will keep. You were once a major in the British Armed Forces, but your actions have mirrored that of a drunken fools who hold no place in our society, let alone at Madame's house. Please do not bother yourself with a response. There is not a question that requires an answer. Only a hope that you see your errors and adjust them accordingly. Wow, the author speaks of bullying, and although no specifics are noted, any form of that treatment towards a woman is not acceptable. Quite. Okay, that was for sure, Margot. For sure, Margot. Threatening letter. Bullied by the Major, close to Cassandra, protective.
Another success.
Easy. Margot was quick to speak of her protection over Cassandra. She must take this role very seriously. Quite. Written by Margot. Okay. Righto. Whoop. Animal head? I'm not sure how I would fare. Oh, okay. Same response. Drinks globe? I wonder how many travel expeditions have been planned while enjoying the contents of the globe. Oh, that's so cute. I like that. Okay. Anything else? I don't think so. I think that we have sufficiently looked through everything. So I think that that's that. So we can talk to Archie maybe. And he'll know.
What do you need?
What do you know of the Major's relationship with the guests?
The male guests, I believe, he knows in a business capacity. But I'm afraid that's all I know. I will add, though, he has not always been the easiest man to get along with.
You don't say. He literally had a purple eye.
You are talking from personal experience of working for him.
I am head butler to the Van den Bosch family in their home. He has made himself comfortable, but to me he still remained a guest.
Oh, but Mom, he doesn't like him either. Do you know much of the Major's time in the army?
There's not much I couldn't tell you. As soon as he found out my father was in the army, his stories never stopped.
Really?
I am sure an officer of his rank must have many a tale.
A tale is a fitting description. Not so much a pinch of salt, more like a bag is needed listening to them.
What can you tell me about Monsieur de Silva, the Major and Madame Van den Bosch?
You've lost me, detective.
No, I have not. Come on, Archie. Give me the dirt.
I believe they were both helping her out of the kindness of their hearts. Could they have been fighting for the Madame's affection?
Ah, that didn't take you long to spot.
No, it was very evident from like the first encounter with the Major. Monsieur Sterling's lack of real response gives me all the answer I require.
Your help and discretion in this matter.
Ooh. Interesting. So much drama. Okay, so what did we find out? Cassandra has multiple admirers. The Major is genuinely disliked. The Major fabricated his accomplishments. Ooh.
I should not be surprised.
Now I know of Ernesto's feelings towards Cassandra. He must be the one behind the letter. Yes, for sure.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Yes. It seems the guests were not fond of the Major. You don't say. Multiple guests threatened the Major. The killer might still be in the building.
Some would say a lucky guess.
It's highly possible one of the guests is behind the murder. This warrants immediate investigation. Based on the evidence seen in the Major's study and bedroom, as well as what I have learned from speaking with the guests, Monsieur de Silva, Comtesse de Vos, and Monsieur de Mire warrant concern and further investigation. Interesting. Right. Okay, any actionables? Don't have to talk to anyone. Oh, I have to talk to Archibald again. Woo! We finished 3 already. We just have to finish these 2. So we have to solve who killed him and then the other thing too. The blackmail. There's nothing further for me to investigate in here. Would you kindly gather the guests for me?
As you wish, detective.
It seems there is no simple explanation for what happened here. The Major's popularity amongst the guests does not seem very high. There's so many questions that must be asked. I think it may have been the cook. Oh, we're starting chapter 4 now already? Okay. Well, we'll keep going. It's okay because we just started, so it's all good. The interrogations. Ooh!
The guests are waiting for you, detective.
Okay.
I informed them of what has happened, but divulged no details.
Got it. There goes my opportunity to catch one of them off guard. No matter, I have more than one weapon in my armory. I hope so.
I am most grateful. Madame Van den Bosch is here also?
She's in her room with Miss Angeline. It may be better to speak with them privately tomorrow.
Oui, merci. I shall come find you again once my questioning is complete.
I don't trust any of you. The guests' alibis are my priority. Once I can confirm their whereabouts this evening, I can understand who had an opportunity. Okay. Okay. I have my lead suspects from the evidence at the scene of the crime. Perhaps those will change after speaking with them all. Okay. Righto. Let's start on the left and we'll go. I don't think that Zachariah will have had anything to do with it.
I'm afraid our conversation is of a more formal nature this time.
So the Major was murdered?
It appears so.
You can't think that I did it, though.
Couldn't I? I mean...
I will be questioning everyone over the course of the evening, and your cooperation will certainly speed up that process.
Besides speaking with me, tell me about your movements before dinner.
I was here in the salon, minding my own business, enjoying my own company.
Can someone vouch for you?
Minding your business from whom?
Comtesse, what's her name, and my brother. Apart from wanting to congratulate him for a great right hook, there was nothing I had to say to.
Comtesse de Vos. And they will both confirm you were here?
If she had taken a moment to notice anything besides herself, she will tell you I was here the whole time.
I think that is all for now. Merci for...
That's funny. That's really funny. Okay, let's talk to Hugo.
Bonsoir,
You have to tell me
Monsieur
about that
Beckers.
conversation now.
Merci for...
Monsieur Poirot, or should it be Detective Poirot now?
It's always been Detective Poirot. What do you mean?
Detective Poirot is perfect. Merci. I would like to begin with a few questions.
A
Go
few.
right ahead, Detective Poirot.
One. Can you tell me where you were prior to
I
dinner?
took great pleasure in seeing the Major's ego as well as his face take a bruising. And then I made my way to the library.
Well, you spoke with Mademoiselle Conrad.
And yourself? Yes.
We were the only two that you spoke with.
One of the servants bought me a drink and I was telling her about the benefits of joining a union. She didn't understand what it truly meant to be a part of something. Something bigger than just her. I was trying to explain to her how...
Monsieur.
Oh, yes, it was just the two of you and the servant.
He's trailing off. Strange that he does not seem to recall seeing Monsieur de Silva in the library.
And you are sure there was no one else present?
I'm not sure what you're getting at, Detective. You were there.
Merci, Monsieur Beckers. It has been a most...
Wait, no, let's not talk to him yet. I feel like there's gonna be something interesting. Hello, Jackie. Please tell me things. Thank you.
Mademoiselle Conrad, I am sure...
I knew I had seen your face before. You were just an officer when that story hit the paper.
You have a très bon memory, mademoiselle. That was a long time ago.
You can't escape the past, especially when you go and do something like that.
That is
Oh.
very true, but one can learn from it and create a better future.
Yes.
What would you say to an
Please, mademoiselle. Catching the Major's killer is my sole concern right now.
She's like, I'm on the prowl for the next story. Tell me about your evening since your arrival.
I arrived, unpacked my bags in my room, and made it downstairs just in time to see the Major take a right hook from Gideon. And then I went to check out the library.
Everyone speaks so fondly about it. Just so funny.
And you were joined by Monsieur Beckers.
And Ernesto, or Monsieur de Silver, as you say. But after he ignored my attempt at pleasantries, I left him to his book in the corner.
And your conversation with Monsieur Beckers that I interrupted.
You are a persistent one, aren't you? Makes sense now I know who you really are. You'll just have to wait and read about it in the paper like everyone else.
Ooh, Mademoiselle Conrad still remains tight-lipped about her discussion with Monsieur Beckers, but a hint at reading about it in the newspaper makes me believe it may be of a much grander nature than I expected.
You have been most helpful. I request...
Do not go too far. Hi, Michael.
Comtesse, I am sorry our next conversation must be under such formal circumstances.
It is not the first time Felix has ruined a good part.
She's so funny.
The current state of tonight's celebrations is the least of my priorities, Comtesse.
Well, it's at the top of mine, detective. I did not come here for a week.
Perhaps then we should proceed with my questions and you can get back to celebrating.
Wow, that's a little care she
It
has.
would be my pleasure, chérie.
Chérie. Oh. We spoke earlier. Did you remain here in the salon until dinner was served?
I did. I thought by staying in one place, it would be easy for the staff to bring me my drinks. How wrong I was.
And who else was present in here?
The handsome groom-to-be and his brother, although Zachariah, is it, made a rather sharp exit at one stage.
Ooh.
Did he say where he was going?
He barely said 2 words to either of us. I think he was more concerned with his drink.
Maybe he went to the bathroom. Another to notice Monsieur Demir's drinking, and yet no one seems concerned.
Merci, Comtesse. If I have any further...
Interesting. Let's talk to Gideon.
Monsieur Demir, I am sorry your celebrations have taken a rather dark turn.
As am I, Detective. I hope we will be able to bring this investigation to an end post-haste.
We will try our
With your
best.
cooperation, I will do my very best.
That's what I was thinking. Besides your time in the hall, where were you before we were summoned to the dining room?
I was here in the salon. I thought I would have a moment of peace to calm myself, but the Comtesse and my brother followed behind.
I don't remember seeing you here, though.
Did they inquire into the reasons behind the fight in the hall?
I think they both saw it as some light entertainment, more than anything else.
The Comtesse does not strike me as one to enjoy violence.
And not so much violence, but karma for the Major, perhaps. You did not hear how he spoke to my wife-to-be. She is still rather upset about the whole thing.
I can imagine. Shame.
If you would be so...
Okay. Let's go. This is gonna be interesting.
Monsieur de Silva, merci for obliging me.
A detective comes to a party and a dead body shows up. Coincidental, don't you think?
What?
A man's death is not a matter to joke on, monsieur.
Who said anything about a joke? I am saying what I see.
I think you're trying to mislead me.
Then perhaps you can tell me what it was you saw this evening.
Where were you prior to dinner?
Following whatever that was in the hall, I moved to the library.
Is there anyone that can confirm that?
Miss Conrad and Beckers were in there, arguing about something. The books held my interest far more than their conversation.
You did not speak with them until dinner was served?
I had no reason to get involved with their little spat. It was clear they didn't want me to hear, and that suited me just fine.
Interesting.
Merci for you.
Okay. Is that everyone in this room? Did I speak with everyone in the room? Let's play some piano. Do I need to talk to Archie too?
Is that the end of your interrogation?
There are still some questions.
Okay, okay. So when I'm done, I talk to him. Okay, I think I spoke to everyone then. Okay, let's go. Righto. 6 connections. Righto. Choo. Okay. Let's start at the bottom here. Argument between Hugo and Jackie. Ernesto was in the library. Spoke with Jackie and myself. Hugo was in the library.
I must act on thought.
He was lurking in library.
Magnifique.
Okay. They confirm each other's appearance in the library. Okay. Jackie was talking to Hugo.
Another success.
Jackie and Hugo confirm each other's appearance in the library. Jackie was in the library. Margot was in the salon. Gideon was present. Margot and Zachariah.
Magnifique.
Margot and Gideon confirm each other's appearance in the salon. Zachariah went missing.
The pieces of the
So
puzzle are
stupid.
finally...
It was so close. They confirm each other's appearance in the salon. Okay, Gideon and Zachariah confirm each other's alibis. What is it then? Oh.
What
Gosh.
a revelation.
Sometimes it's just like the specific ones. They all kind of mean the same thing. Hugo failed to mention seeing Ernesto in the library. Talk to Hugo. Okay.
I should not
there
be
we go.
surprised by
Okay.
my own skills.
Nice. Margot claims Zachariah stepped out of the room, but Gideon did not mention it. Was his missing time accounted for? Okay. I think that's it. Okay. Oh, who do I need to talk to? Sorry? It's not this one. Is this one? No, this one. Talk to Hugo. Oh, it says here if you... Oh, it's on the left. Talk to Zachariah and Hugo. Okay, cool. Let's talk to Hugo first.
Whatever you require, detective.
Your story of tonight's events.
I know you are probably used to dealing with criminals, but not everyone is trying to hide something.
I hope for your sake that you do not hide anything from me.
Whoa!
What is it you think I'm hiding?
I struggle to believe you did not know of Monsieur da Silva's presence in the library.
Is that what this is about? I saw him hiding in the corner, pretending to read. I'd be surprised if he even could. I did not speak to him, and he certainly didn't make any attempt to.
You need to mention this though. What are you?
Monsieur Demir invited you here to speak with him. You didn't see that as a fitting time too?
I was speaking with Jacqueline, and quite frankly, I was in no mood to be dealing with that man.
Oh my gosh. Monsieur Beckers is courageous and full of vigor in his planning, but his execution does not share such confidence. I guess it's because he's a businessman. Oh my goodness. Okay. So much drama. Here, Hugo saw Ernesto briefly.
I must act on thought. I cannot see the logic in... Things are beginning to become clearer.
That's crazy. Okay, whatever. Hugo and Ernesto now confirm each other's appearance in the library. Okay.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of...
Hugo, Ernesto, and Jackie support each other's versions of events. Someone else must be responsible surely. Okay. So, I think... it's this situation with Zachariah. So let's go talk to Zachariah.
I'm an open book. I told you already. I was here in the salon.
And you did not leave even once.
Well, I had to use the bathroom. I didn't realize I had to update you every time nature called.
Yes, you do.
You may keep your calls of nature to yourself, merci. And then you returned to the salon?
If you don't believe me, ask Archibald. He saw me on his way up to the study.
He went to the study?
I think that is all.
Oh, Archibald is hiding something too. For sure, we'll talk to Archibald. Okay. Okay. Hey, talk to me.
Can you confirm seeing Monsieur Demir in the hall this evening?
Zachariah, yes. I was on my way with a bottle of whiskey to the Major. He shouted a rather ignorable greeting to me and asked for directions to the bathroom.
I presume you showed him the way?
Aye, detective. I showed him to the hall bathroom. I didn't think it was wise to attempt to in that state.
Probably not. Okay. Okay.
I must take a different approach.
What? How is that not the thing? Oh, it's this one?
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Archibald confirms Zachariah's movements out of the salon, however brief.
Magnifique.
Okay, we're done with this one now. Gideon, Zachariah, and Margot were all in the salon, at least for some time all together. Surely someone else is to blame? Even with some minute differences in stories, the guests all confirm each other's alibis. It is not the outcome I was expecting or perhaps hoping for. Because it might be one of the servants then. Come, my little grey cells, let's solve this mystery. That did not yield the result I desired. Perhaps a more direct approach considering their potential motives will reveal more. There's still two people missing though. Is the what is her name? Cassandra and Angeline. So do I have to talk to you again? Do I have to talk to them all again? I think I do. Okay. Okay.
I'm an open book, Pop.
Did you speak with the Major this evening?
Why would I? I've got nothing to say to him. Except maybe to keep his hands off what is ours.
What is yours that he could want?
Money.
Of course. Why do you think he has been sucking at the Van den Bosch teeth for so long? He's bled them dry, and now they will all do the same to our money.
Our?
My father's, Gideon's, it's all the same.
I get the sense you and Monsieur Gideon are not the closest.
When you have not been on level playing fields for years, it's hard to have a fair game.
Level playing fields?
I am afraid I do not quite understand.
Yeah, me neither.
If we're playing golf, he has a full set of clubs and a caddy in the form of my father, and I have the old split putter. Make sense now?
Oh, I see. He's the favorite, I'm guessing.
Perfectly.
There is certainly some hostility towards his brother. This runs much deeper than brotherly rivalry.
I think
so too. Okay. You go.
Whatever you require, detective.
How do you know the victim?
I know that I don't think, or didn't think, a great deal of him. I'm just sorry I didn't get the chance to tell him what I thought.
Whoa.
The man has recently been murdered.
Someone must stand up to men like him, with their crooked dealings and lack of, well, any compassion at all.
I agree, but man, dude.
Another rousing speech.
It's the truth. If you knew what I know, maybe he wouldn't be dead, but behind bars instead.
What do you know then? Your connection to the family is through Monsieur de Mire, n'est-ce pas?
Yes, Gideon invited me. If you will recall from our previous conversation, we have been working together and he thought now would be a good time to discuss matters.
Okay.
To discuss business at the celebration of his engagement.
We're all here, so what better time? He thought Da Silva might even let his guard down, if he was in a more jubilant mood. It would be wise to not continue to ignore us any longer.
And what business was it that was so urgent?
We're trying to resolve the worker strikes. It has gone on long enough. Now is the time for him to listen to our demands so we can put an end to it all. Put the violence and upset behind us.
That's why he wrote the letter. Seemed to hold a certain level of, shall we say, anger towards the Major?
Anger, yes, but that's all. I wouldn't kill a man.
You must see why this leads me to have suspicions.
You can't honestly think I did it. I am a man of peace. I make changes with words, not with violence.
Yeah, you just need to, like, don't tell me you didn't do it, to show me why you didn't do it. I barely mentioned the Major and Monsieur Beckers became rather flustered and defensive. So, are there plans for a negotiation with Monsieur de Silva?
I am fighting for the basic rights of our workers, nothing more. If he can't see that, he is a lesser man than I already thought.
Sure.
And where does Monsieur Gideon fit into the negotiations? And his brother?
His brother? I didn't even know he had a brother until I arrived here. Gideon certainly hasn't talked much about him. I get the sense there's not much love lost between them.
Oh. When was the last time you saw the Major?
Last I saw, he was outside having a cigar.
Oui, I spoke with him myself, but that was some time ago.
He does love a cigar. You'd have to stand out in those conditions. I could barely see him through the snow.
Merci, Monsieur Beckers. It has been a most enlightening conversation.
Okay. Maybe we should put some stuff together because I think we can make some connections. We can't? What? Really? Interesting. Okay. We'll talk to Zachariah because that popped up. I'm trying to keep it as, like, organized. Your relationship with your brother, it seems everyone has an opinion.
That doesn't surprise me, and yet no one actually asks.
I feel like it's uncomfortable to ask about it.
I am asking now.
I should have expected that, shouldn't I? What is there to say? We used to be close, but not so much anymore.
Okay.
I would find it very helpful if you could at least elaborate on your relationship.
He went to school, got an education, and was the apple of our father's eye. I went to war. See the difference now.
Oh. Monsieur has again mentioned his time in the war. While I do not mean to belittle his efforts for his country, it seems as though he has not been able to leave that life behind on the battlefield. No, I don't think he did.
I think that is all for now.
Oh, shame. Poor guy. Anything? Nope. Okay. Let's go back. Let's talk to De Silva. Ernesto.
More questions?
Can you tell me more about your relationship with the deceased?
Felix, I didn't know him that well. We spoke a handful of times. I met him through Cassandra. I thought him to be rather pompous.
Pompous? Can't be pompous with no money, can
You
you?
remained polite, as any gentleman would.
Of course.
The negative opinion of the Major... The negative opinion of the Major is rather ubiquitous. I am yet to meet someone with a particular positive view of him. Why did you tell me more about your relationship with Madame Van den Bosch?
What is there to say? She's a remarkable woman. And I admire her. Even after Edwin's death, she held herself with such poise.
Doesn't his voice sound like Johnny Depp's voice a little bit?
It sounds as though you hold her in the highest regard.
And why shouldn't I? Women these days could take a leaf out of her book on how to present themselves.
I guess, but she's horrible. I really don't like her. You said you talked with the Major a few times. About what exactly?
He had approached me about doing some business together. I like to know who I'm getting into bed with first.
Yeah, that's good.
And you both went ahead with your business venture.
Not so much a business venture, more security related. But there is no need to discuss that any further.
I think there is.
Is there something you wish to remain hidden about your partnership, monsieur?
It was far from a partnership. I hired him to run security at my factories. If the workers were going to get violent, I wanted to make sure I was ready to protect my property.
Okay. Both you and the Major have been very supportive of Madame Van den Bosch over the years, n'est-ce pas?
That is correct.
And the reason for your support was always of a purely platonic nature.
Bum bum bum.
If you're trying to insinuate that I was expecting something in return, you can remove your head from the gutter.
But you literally wrote it. Okay.
I meant no offense. I am only trying to understand the dynamic of your relationship.
May need to approach this in a different manner. Perhaps I should speak with the Comtesse on this. Okay.
Merci.
Okay. Anything I can do here? Nothing? Okay. Let's talk to Gideon.
No trouble at all.
With the joining of your two families and the Major being around so much, I assume you knew him well?
I knew of him more than actually knowing him myself. In the past, he made his feelings towards my brother and I quite clear.
And that was not in a positive way.
I mean, have you met the Major?
I certainly wouldn't call trying to get Angeline to postpone the engagement positive.
I spoke with your brother earlier. He was certainly enjoying himself.
What do you mean?
I do not mean to pry, only I imagine the whole room was aware of his celebrating with a bottle.
You must be mistaken. Neither my brother nor I drink.
What? I do not know how he could not have noticed the state his brother was in. Perhaps one does not see what one does not want to believe. Oh, how's your relationship with your brother?
We aren't the closest. But what brothers are?
Lots, I think.
I would argue that many are.
Yeah.
We've lived very different lives. Our priorities are different. He does not see things the way I do. There isn't much more to say.
There is clearly more to uncover here. I shall return to the matter when I have the feel that is required to get the answer, sure. I'd like to ask you about your work with the Union.
I have lent my voice to some discussions. I have tried to facilitate meetings. Just positive support.
Okay.
Does that positive support include sending letters to those on the opposing side?
Ooh. Ooh.
Detective Poirot, I'm not sure what you think I have done.
Monsieur, a letter has been found threatening the Major of what might happen if he does not act promptly, and now he has wound up dead.
Ah!
You think my sending him a letter, warning him not to get involved, means I murdered him?
I mean,
At this time, it is certainly reason for me to be suspicious.
I have been funding the strikes, Detective. These men deserve fair treatment, and a wage that fits the hard work they undertake every single day.
yes, but you're not helping your case.
The Major didn't see that. All he cared about was the money for his services, and that is all I care to discuss.
Ooh. It appears Monsieur's letter was at least written with noble intentions, but he is still hesitant to talk more on the Major's association. Yes.
If you would be so kind.
I think so too. Okay. Who do I need to talk to? Jackie, Margot, and Zachariah. Okay, got you. Jackie, Margot, Zachariah. Okay.
I am all yours, detective.
No. Did you ever speak to the Major about how he treated Madame Van den Bosch?
Why would I actively choose to speak to that wretched man?
You were quite adamant of your protection of Madame. If he was as awful as you portrayed him to be, there must have been some words spoken, or perhaps written?
He was quite aware of how I felt towards him, and the lengths he has gone to remain close to the family. That is all that needs to be said.
I found the letter.
I must admit, I would not want to be on the receiving end of your tongue's wrath, Countess.
Ooh.
Wise thinking.
Me neither.
Detective.
I'm sure you've noticed Madame Van den Bosch's absence.
I imagine she will have shed a tear for him, but she should not waste any more.
You don't think she would? Or you don't want her to?
Same.
I have made it quite clear what I
Both.
think of that man, alive or dead. I would not want her to waste anything further on him.
No. I don't know who has the sharper tongue, Madame Van den Bosch or the Comtesse. It is certainly a close race for first place. Yeah, she's just a lot nicer to talk to. Like, she's much nicer to you. She just hates the Major. What of Madame Van den Bosch's and Monsieur de Silva's relationship?
What of it?
Do you believe there was something more to their friendship?
As I have said, Detective, I am not one to gossip.
Yes, you are. You literally said that you are.
I would not even consider your name and that word in the same sentence.
Because it is not gossip when it's the truth.
I'm not sure that's exactly correct, but the Comtesse has made a bold attempt to justify her wagging tongue.
Why else do you think he would stay around for so long? Yes, he was a friend and partner to the Viscount, but it is plain to see it is Cassandra's partnership he longs for.
I like her. She's really cool. You have explained that the Major was trying to remain close to the family, but not why.
He was a disgusting leech that was driven only by money and power, like most men.
Yep.
I can assure you not all men are concerned with such egotistical wealth.
That may be, but they are few and far between. I believe you are a special case, Detective Poirot.
She's so flirtatious, oh my gosh.
It is not the first time I have been described in such a way.
Embrace the compliment, Detective. You have set yourself apart from the horrid crétins that seem to somehow make their way into positions of authority and power.
Yeah.
And that is what the Major was doing? Using Madame Van den Bosch as his ladder to the top?
I love how he just like brushes off the compliments.
You are finally
So humble.
seeing the man he was. A weak and self-indulgent social climber.
The Comtesse has certainly opened my eyes to the Major's true ambitions with the Van den Bosch family. I wonder if Madame herself is aware of his greed and hunger for social recognition. Surely she
Merci,
has to
Comtesse.
be.
If I have any further questions, I shall be sure to come and find.
Surely she has to be. Surely.
You came to the right place.
What did you know of the victim?
I know that he was not the good and honest man he liked to think he was.
Everyone's so negative about him.
In what sense?
If you spoke to him for longer than 5 minutes, you'd know. I've met people in dark alleys I trust before him.
What?
And on the occasions when you did speak with him, what was discussed?
I'm sorry, Poirot. If you're looking for a deep-seated secret between me and him, you're going to be disappointed.
Ooh. Mademoiselle Conrad is wise to the nature of this question. She knows exactly what and what not to say. This nut may be harder to crack than first expected. As you were previously speaking with him, I assume you know Monsieur Beckers as well, then?
That man has got some real anger issues. I get why he's frustrated. He's trying his best for the workers, but holding on to rage like that, something's gonna burst.
You said it. A man suppressing his anger at a murdered body. The most amateur detective could see a connection. Quite. You seem to know a great deal about everyone. What can you tell me about Monsieur de Silva and Madame Butterbush?
If you think you can use me as some sort of gossip machine, you are sorely mistaken.
Oh no, I already have Margot for that.
I can assure you it is not a case of gossiping. At this point, everything may be relevant to my investigation.
Quite.
So I would be helping you potentially solve a crime? You should have said that off the bat. To say he's smitten is an understatement. I reckon he's been wanting her for years.
Ooh.
I see. Madame does not feel the same?
Doesn't look like it. If she did, she would have said something about it, right?
I don't know, she's a very private person. What are your thoughts on the Comtesse? I'd appreciate your opinion on her.
I don't know if you really would. She's got a mouth the size of Texas, except when it comes to truths about her. She wants everyone to think that she's the savior of these girls at the shelter. But there's a side to her I don't think anyone gets to see.
Yeah, that's true about everyone, I think.
And what side is that?
One that she is keeping tucked away under her very expensive dress.
I can only see the work at a women's shelter as positive, even if the reason to start came from a selfish place. The work they do cannot be scoffed at. Yeah.
You have been most...
I think so too. To be completely honest, I think so too. So Zachariah and Margot. Okay. Ooh, we can make connections too. That's exciting.
I should not be surprised by...
Perhaps Ernesto had hidden his secret love well. We can use this to our advantage. Okay. Jackie doesn't trust the Major. Jackie claims Margot is hiding something. Hugo, frustrated, claims to have calmed down.
Some would say a lucky guess.
Hugo claims to have calmed down since his argument with the Major, but Jackie disputed this. Interesting. Lied about his temper? Okay. Zachariah, Ernesto, Margot. Got it. We'll talk to Margot first, I guess. She's right here.
I am all yours, detective.
Push on the Major's aggression towards Cassandra. Ooh. Okay.
Countess, you gave me the impression the Major and the Madame were close. But there were times where he acted rather aggressively to her, n'est-ce pas?
I am sorry, detective, but I did not mean to give you such an impression.
I've already built a rapport with the Comtesse. Some may even say in a flirtatious manner. Perhaps if I continue to charm her, she will reveal the information I require. It is obvious I, who am mistaken. A fine woman of your stature would not purposely lead a young man astray.
Ever the charmer, detective. I would talk more on it, but I'm afraid Cassandra would think I am talking about her behind her back.
I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be the first time. The Comtesse has something more to say, but she still holds back. Something tells me it is more to do with receiving attention. Perhaps I can use that to my advantage. You obviously care a great deal about Madame Vandenbosch. Assisting me will help clear her of every wrongdoing. That is what you want for her, isn't it? How would Madame Vandenbosch feel if she heard the contents of your conversation from me? Coercive?
It is not often I am swayed so easily. I applaud you on your willingness and persistence. From day one, I was wary of his intentions.
Yay.
And it was not long before he showed his true colors. If it is a tear she sheds, it should be one of joy that he is out of her life.
I understand your feelings towards the Major, but perhaps there was...
He was a bully. He took his shortcomings out on her, and she sat there and accepted it. I never thought I would see the day.
Yeah, she's quite a strong-willed woman. You wouldn't expect that from her.
Perhaps now she will be able to see the man he truly was. Karma will always catch up to you.
I like that. Nice.
Merci, Comtesse.
Awesome, okay. Interesting. Zachariah, Ernesto, okay. Ernesto first, I guess. Tell me you loved her.
More questions.
Apologies for the insistent question on the subject, but you and Madame Van den Bosch?
Mademoiselle Conrad was quick to talk of your hidden feelings towards her. Perhaps only hidden to Madame Van den Bosch herself.
Yeah, I think so.
What has this got to do with the Major's death? Does Cassandra know you have spoken to others about this? I have only tried to help her.
I'm merely asking the question. There is no reason to panic. It would greatly help me if you would answer honestly. I'm not accusing you of anything, but if you continue to avoid the question, I might think there is, in fact, something you are hiding. I'll go with the first one because it's not too aggressive.
There may be some feelings there,
Good,
but Madame
okay.
Van den Bosch does not know of them, and I trust that it will remain that way.
Oh, look at his face. Oh.
Merci
Why do I keep
for your
having like
cooperation.
soft feelings for everyone? It sucks. Zachariah is the last one. Okay. Okay, so he just confirmed his feelings for her. And that's all we needed from him, I guess.
I'm an open book, Paul.
What do you know of your brother's work with the Union?
If you want to know about Gideon's part in the Union, why don't you ask him?
Because he's
So
being
you
aloof.
are aware of his support for them?
Yes, well,
Oui, monsieur?
it'd be best to just ask him.
Monsieur either does not know much of what his brother does, or he has protected him rather coyly.
I think that is all for now.
Interesting. Talk to Gideon, okay. Something to do with this though. Zachariah is defensive of Gideon. Can I do this?
What a
Oh,
revelation!
really? He claims not to be close to his brother, but still seeks to withhold information about him. Conflicting attitude. Yeah, I think he's trying to show that he's like hard on the outside, but he's not really. I think he's quite a softie. Gideon, okay. Let's talk to Gideon then.
No trouble at all. How?
Like to talk more about your brother?
I believe there are more important matters at hand than talking about my brother and I's relationship, or lack thereof.
The murderer is in this house, and by holding back information that may help my investigation, you only make me suspicious of your involvement.
Whoa! Poirot, wow, okay.
Monsieur Demir, if you continue to withhold information, I can only assume you are hiding something, and must treat you as a prime suspect in the Major's murder.
Whoa!
I have nothing to hide. If you must know, we have not been on the best terms for years now. As I said, we are different people. He does not see the importance of planning for the future, and as much as my parents tried, we could not make him see that. I suppose that is why he sees me as their favorite.
He still believes that now?
I assume so. We barely talk anymore. I was hoping we would be able to sit down and talk and leave the past behind. This evening has not panned out that way.
Yeah, he's a little drunk for that.
If you would be so kind.
Interesting. Okay. Connection. Gideon feels detached from Zachariah.
Order and method.
Oh, okay.
That is the way it... Another success.
Right. Ernesto denies Cassandra is more than a friend. What?
The pieces of the
What?
puzzle are finally coming together.
What? Okay. The brothers are suspicious individually, but I cannot see them working together. I had my opinion of the Major, one that is wiser, kept to myself, but I did not expect so many like-minded thinkers. I should think further on what I have heard in my quarters. Interesting. Talk to Archibald? Okay. That's it? That's the only thing we're doing? Okay. Archie! Oop, nope. Don't play the piano. I don't think that it's quite the
My
mood.
time with the guests is complete. For tonight, at least.
Do you know who killed Major Hagen?
I am afraid it is not as simple as that. There are many steps that lead to the truth. I must think on everything I have heard this evening and dissect the truths from the lies. Merci for your assistance this evening. Au revoir.
I came here expecting to solve a case of blackmail, to relieve a family of a burden that has weighed upon them and overshadowed a joyous celebration. I've never been to an engagement celebration where death has taken center stage before. Although the guests' alibis confirm each other's, I still cannot rule out the possibility of one of them being involved in the Major's death. The relationships between some of the guests and the Major were more than rocky. Dislike toward him was plentiful, but enough to drive someone to murder? This is now the perfect opportunity to think about everything I have heard today. Okay. 5 connections, okay. I have all the information I need. I must now compile it together to find the most probable culprit, okay. Ooh, okay. Hugo has dirt on the Major, and Jackie wants information from him. When I first overheard their conversation, it seemed Hugo was trying to get Jackie to listen. Interesting. Pushing for dirt on the Major. Jackie claims Margot is hiding something.
Another
Advice
success.
to the Major. The letter she sent protecting Cassandra was threatening indeed, and Jackie seemed unable to determine her secret. Okay. And this be a thing? Okay, all the guests have at least one other guest to confirm their alibis. All alibis confirmed.
Some would say a lucky.
Okay. Blinded by both love and greed, he may have struck down his opposition. That's what I was thinking. Ernesto, motive, jealousy.
I should not be surprised,
right,
but...
Okay. His history with the Major combined with threats to his well-being definitely show intent. So they all have motives. Protection, retribution, jealousy. Okay. Ooh. Who could that be at this time?
Entrez.
It's Elizabeth. It's not Elizabeth.
I'm sorry I did not join you in the salon as requested.
Please, mademoiselle. There is no need to apologize.
Yeah.
I was with Maman in her room. She would not allow anyone to see it, but I could see she was terribly upset.
Oh.
Most understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any suspicions as to who could have killed him?
I'm afraid my suspicions extended across all of the party's guests.
Mm-hmm.
While it seems as though their alibis all corroborate one another's, the disdain and hostility towards the Major makes them rife with motive.
Mm-hmm.
I know there was some bad blood between the Major and some of the guests, but not enough to kill him, surely. She may seem tough on the exterior, but she's really quite kind when you get to know her.
The Major? Okay.
The Countess? She is
Oh.
a formidable force I would not want to come up against.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
be silly, detective. She wouldn't hurt a soul. Jacqueline, I mean.
Mademoiselle Conrad? She was in fact the least suspicious until now.
I assume that's who you were talking about, detective, after what happened between them.
What happened between
That
them?
is a story I have yet to hear.
She must have told you about the piece she was writing on us, about Gideon's work and our marriage.
Somehow, that was the only thing she did not mention.
No.
That's strange. I thought that is what she would have started the conversation with. Well, she had come to the house to interview me, and when I entered the library, she was there with Felix amid a rather heated conversation.
Really?
Do you know what this conversation regarded?
I'm afraid not, but Felix was quite enraged. He picked up an envelope from the table and stormed out, slamming the door behind him.
Huh.
And Mademoiselle Conrad?
She was equally heated in the moment. She had a few choice words for him that I wouldn't care to...
How is Madame feeling now?
Better, thank you, detective. She's resting in her room. It is the best place for her.
Oh.
And you, mademoiselle?
I'm not quite sure. It is a rather surreal feeling. I did not think I would miss him like I do.
Really?
It is understandable. He has been a close friend to your maman for many years.
Yeah, but He's such a terrible person.
And to me, detective. We had grown close.
Really?
After father's passing, he was always there for me. And now, he's gone as well.
Maybe he showed a different side to them. Or maybe they're just gullible, I don't know. So pretty. Man, she's so pretty.
You must try and not think on it like that.
It is easier said than done, detective.
I have no doubt, but you can be assured the culprit will not remain at large for long. You have my word.
If you were in my position, mademoiselle, who would be at the top of your suspect list?
I'm sorry, but I just can't imagine any of them committing such a heinous crime.
It can often be hard to look past one's personal feelings for someone and see their flaws.
Yeah.
It's not that, detective. It's just they have known each other for years. Why would any of them act now?
I was under the impression the Major had merely a business relationship with some of the guests.
That's true. But those invited know each other, some of them for years. They may not seem like it, but some are even friends. I should return to my room now, detective. It has been a trying day for us all.
Yeah.
Oui, mademoiselle. I am afraid tomorrow may bear a resemblance, but I will not stop until I have found his killer.
You're gonna go to bed with a killer on the loose?
I am certainly glad you are here, detective.
When and where a detective is required, that is where I shall be.
Oh, he's so sweet. Man, Poirot is so great. Mademoiselle has left me with an interesting thought, one I had not considered until now. While at first glance the guests do not appear to show much fondness for each other, Mademoiselle is quite sure that is not the case. Perhaps I must consider looking at the guests together and not individually. Okay, we can try that. Jackie bumped heads with the Major. Guests have known each other years.
What a revelation!
I doubted Jackie's involvement with the murder, but now I'm dubious of her innocence.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Are they? I now have all the motives from the guest, who is under suspicion. All of them. All of them. All motives confirmed. Oh, okay.
Magnifique.
I do not know who I can trust or whose stories I can believe. Are the guests innocent? I don't think so. All guests are suspicious.
I should not be surprised by
I now doubt how trustworthy their stories may be. They may well be covering for each other. There is no physical way one of the guests could have killed the Major and returned to the party, unless that is where I am mistaken. It is not one guilty party I should be looking for, rather multiple. Multiple guests may be responsible. Ooh. Alrighty then. So now what? How could I have not considered that the Major's death was part of a ploy created and executed by more than only one of the guests? It came almost as an epiphany following Mademoiselle Angeline's remark about the guest's shared past. Perhaps Mademoiselle will become the trusted ally that I now sense may be essential to catching the guilty parties. Yeah. Tonight's questioning was only the beginning. I will allow my suspects to sleep on their stories and we will see how they fare tomorrow. Perhaps one of those involved will have morals enough to show a glimmer of regret. Considering they may be working together, I cannot be sure who has told the truth and who has attempted to sell me down the fleuve. Perhaps I should sleep on the matter. A good night's sleep will surely bring a new dawn of thinking. And what a better setting to do so in than the peaceful falling blanket of snow that surrounds us all. Although it seems not everyone has the same idea. Ooh. Bum bum bum. De Silva. I'm gonna be very honest. I found it very strange that he could go to bed whilst there was still a murderer on the loose. Like, I don't understand how that happened. But to be completely honest, like, he seems like he knows what he's doing. So I'm gonna trust Detective Poirot with this entire situation and hope that he is doing the right thing. But that mysterious person that was outside, I guess we'll find out next time who that was. If at any point in this video I made you smile or made your day just a little bit brighter, then please consider giving this video a like. And if you would like to see similar content, I played the entire ABC Murders. That's also an Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot game. If you would like to see that, you can go check it out on my channel. And whilst you're at my channel and you feel like subscribing, then please feel free to do so. I hope that you have had a very good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!